So, yes, welcome everyone. I am going to start by introducing the teachers who are on screen with us. And please, like I said, feel free to let us know where you're from. I am going to start with, okay, you, Carly? No? Yeah, I was going to start with you, but then I saw your mouth moving, so I didn't know. I
Yeah,
was like, is
start
she
with me so that I can flip my camera over.
okay? Carly, we're going to start with you.
I'm like, I'll just throw myself out there. Let's start with me. Hi everybody. Thanks for having me again, Violet. My name is Carly. I am half of A Smile from Heaven. The other half is my amazing husband who's sitting here in the background. He's recovering from his first eye surgery this week. So yeah, he had his first cataract surgery done on Wednesday, so he's a bit sore and sorry, but he's getting there. It went all well, and everything's really good. I'm coming to you live from the Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. We've hit winter, and it is finally cold, although it's beautiful and sunny during the middle of the day. It is quite fresh.
I've still got boxes in the
Jordan's still in a t-shirt because he's a crazy person. Um, but it is what it is. I'm a creative arts therapist. I love all forms of creativity. And today I decided that I'm going to be recreating this amazing picture for my friend who really wants a copy of it. So I'm going to be doing another version of it for her.
I love
So
that.
it's going to be a collage. It's like, I'd say canvas, but it's not. It's a hard backed thing. So it's a mixed media. I'm going to be doing a mixed media artwork today. And I'm super, super excited because she's going to love getting her own version of it. Because I was going to give her this one, but when I finished, I was like, no, I'm going to keep that.
Oh, how funny.
So I'm going to flip my camera over and you guys are going to be able to watch the process while I get to enjoy Blossom playing the piano and listening to Natalie's cards and with Siji's journaling prompts. I'm super excited to be
Yeah.
part of this group today. Thank you very much.
I'm excited to be part of this group too. Hello, John. John calls me Agent 108. I love that. That's my new name, 108. All right. I'm going to let Blossom, my twin there, introduce herself. Yeah, Carla, that Aussie winter sounds lovely, doesn't it? It definitely sounds warmer than the winters we have in New York. Oh, Blossom, you're muted, honey.
Thank you. Now you can hear me. Hello, everyone. Great to be here again once a month. And yeah, it's so great to be with the wonderful company here, both on screen and in the audience. My name is Blossom Violet. I'm in Sydney, Australia. And I go live 3 times a week playing improvisation piano, which means nothing I play is ever pre-planned. So I hope many of you will join me weekly. And if you're new, do check me out. And I hope to see you tomorrow. I have a live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Sydney time. So great to be here. Thank you, Violet.
Thank you. And Natalie, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. And I'm in Sydney too. Winter does feel okay, but it's not all right when we have no heating in the houses. So when you are colder in your house than it is outside, then that's not good. So whoever said it sounded lovely, think again. I'm Natalie. I am a creative and intuitive, so I work with different modalities to support people. So I'm an intuitive jewelry designer. I also channel gemstones and metals. I am obviously, well, as I'm pulling the cards, you'd like to think that I am an oracle and tarot card reader. So I am. I'm an intuitive. I also am a Reiki healer and I do guided meditations. I'm also a very keen astrology enthusiast, and I have an Insight Timer group called Where Astrology Meets Oracle Cards, where I post a little bit. I post something about each of the planetary and lunar events. So if you are interested, because I'm going to pull some cards about that beautiful full moon in Capricorn, I'll tell you a little bit about the astrology, but if you are interested to know more, please, you are very welcome to go and have a look at the post. I do card reading lives. I used to do them every week. Now I do them every 2 weeks. And I also do live teachings where we look at a particular subject and just like navigating slow times, sacred wealth, and then we come up with what we're likely to feel and hopefully some coping mechanisms. Thank you for having me, Violet, and thank you for the beautiful company.
Always lovely to have you. And Siji, my last minute guest who said yes to me.
I know. You guys know I always put the, what is it, track before the train. So
Me too. Me too.
hi everybody. So I'm Siji. Been here on Insight Timer for a little over a year now. I am a spiritual teacher and a life coach and a channel. And I like to I just kind of like to go with the flow when I offer lives here on Insight Timer. In my coaching practice, I like to work with people to kind of center in to their inner wisdom, right? So they walk a more aligned path. And so I guess what I'll be offering here today is some journal prompts for this full moon. I do have a live after Violets at 6:45 for junk journaling, similar to what Carly's doing there. But we're going to be doing some creative journaling, not necessarily writing paragraphs. I mean, you can if you want to. Nobody's saying you can't, but it's more of a creative way of journaling out and expressing our energies for the moon cycle, specifically the full moon and the new moon cycle. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad I was able to pop on. I might have to, pop off every now and then because my daughter's down for a nap. But yeah, it's good to see everybody.
And I just put your card up there, the full moon junk
Oh,
journaling.
thank you. Yay.
Yeah.
Junk journaling.
Yeah, because I'm excited to go because I love stickers. I'm like a little kid with stickers, and I have stickers for all my journals. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going. So we will be ending this at least a half hour before your start. But yeah, anything that you need to do as you're getting ready, don't even worry about it. Just do it. What we're going to do is we're going to start with Natalie. She's going to pull some cards for the full moon. We're going to come back to Siji, who's going to give us our journaling prompt. And then while Carly's doing her thing, which she already started, Blossom will be playing that beautiful piano music for us. So I'm so excited to have all this fun stuff going on this full moon. So, Natalie, I'm going to let you pull your cards and do your reading.
Thank you. So I am not going to mention the journal prompts that I also have in my post
No,
for
no,
the
no, no, no.
astrology.
That's if you want to throw out a journaling prompt as well, that's
Is that
fine.
all right? It's more
Because
coming from an astrology point of view, so I
yeah,
don't know what
no,
we will do.
because people like I usually like to have a couple of journaling prompts. I can journal about a few different things, or I pick one, so it's fine. We can give
Yeah, I mean, I've
options.
journaled for years and years and years, so I'm just really happy to. So let's have a look, first of all, a little bit at the astrology. So Capricorn governs anything to do with integrity, long-term vision, and inner authority. So this full moon is an invitation, even though, it's just passed with very much in the, in the crux and the heart of it. It invites you to clear any emotional noise, to refine your focus. Focus is big for Capricorn, and to honor the sacred, focus and responsibility of becoming who you are. So this is the first full moon after Uranus entered Gemini. So it's a little bit stabilizing, the big air and fast air energy, that Uranus in Gemini is bringing. So it is a moment to really reconnect with your inner compacts, to recommit to your soul's path, not from a point of view of pressure, but from a point of view of your purpose, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn really wants you. So the top themes of that full moon is sacred clarity, so letting go of emotional clutter, honoring what you've outgrown and what you are recommitting to becoming, and then sovereignty. Okay, someone is going crazy here. He's having zoomies. Cats
I
have zoomies
saw
too.
that. I saw that. So cute.
Yes. So you are invited during this full moon to detangle from outdated obligations, to reorganize your energy around what truly matters, and to make peace with who you are, even if it means you're running like a. Okay. So you might feel things like strong emotions around work, responsibility, which is very Capricorn. You might crave deeper structure around you that are very much soul infused. And you might have a call to say no, not out of fear, but from grounded truth. So I like that. So that Capricorn moon is asking you, what am I building and what is still aligned with my truth? Where have I taken on too much? What needs to be released? And what does mature joy look like for me now? So, in terms of journal prompts that I had for that full moon astrologically, is, as I was saying, what responsibility have I outgrown and what am I ready to claim instead? And then a big one, what does soulful success mean to me? Meaning a success that really aligns with my soul purpose.
Love that question. What a great
It-
question.
Yeah, soulful success, I thought was just beautiful. Okay, so let's pull some cards. I'm going to use the Forest Fae affirmation card. Do you agree, Matt Mokave? Let's have a look. So the first card that came is called the Witch Hare, and it says, cross the threshold, leap the hedge, go over the wall. So to me, that's very much reiterated what we were talking about, outgrown energies and responsibilities, and making that jump of just going now in a way that is really soulful and makes sense. Okay. And we're still moving that energy in the background with my cats going zoomied. And then I'm using Stacey DeMarco, Queen of the Moon Oracle. It's a beautiful Sydney Sider. She's from Sydney Creator. And I'm just going to pull a couple of cards about that full moon. And the first one is whether you are in the void. And it's interesting because I've just produced a whole talk about being in the void, being in the cocoon, which is very much being in touch with our sense of creativity, responsibility, but from a very slow point of view, you know, being in that inner power where we're really in touch with what we want to produce. And then I'm loving that. That next card is the card of beginnings. So the void, even if particular, if you felt in the last few months like, I don't know what I'm doing, oh my God, I can't see clearly, it's showing you that it is actually a place of limitless magic and creativity that you've been in, and that new beginnings and new seeds have been planted. And then I'm going to use the herbal astrology, and I'm just going to
Was
pull.
that, can you show that again? What was the name of that one?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, herbal astrology. Okay.
Absolutely gorgeous, from a lady called Adriana Ayales. And I'm going to pull also a couple of cards on that. And the first card is, love it, the rose with love. So loving yourself, loving your path, loving your purpose, loving, even if you don't know exactly what it is, loving the path that you're on. And then this is comfrey, and it's talking about completion. So a lot of astrologers are and intuitives are talking about this full moon really closing a cycle where, you know, it's just been hard work and tough and really all about struggling and hustling. So I'm loving the beginnings and the completions. You know, it's a really beautiful message here. And then the last deck I'm going to use, Violet already knows that we've 90 plus decks. I have to use some of my babies. This is a spell casting oracle cards. And let's see what we are manifesting with this full moon in Capricorn. What does it really want us to manifest? Oh, that's so beautiful. The first one, she's very Saturn as well. Willpower. So using our willpower to really create a brand new reality for ourselves, making choices that are aligned with our soul. And then the last card is the card of beauty, and honoring the beauty in ourselves, the beauty in our world and the world at large. So these were my cards. Thank you so much, Violet.
Oh, you're very welcome. And while you were doing that, I let in my sixth secret guest. Please introduce yourself. I have to put you on the spot. I know you just came in, but I want you to introduce yourself to everyone, let them know who you are. And I was at her live today. I have been to a couple of her lives. Another member, April, introduced me to her, and I love when people do that because sometimes I meet the most amazing people. And here's a perfect example. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I am Iswa Unlimited, and I am a coach and mentor and author. And I really just help people, especially women and moms, to find themselves again, to feel self-empowered and fearless through their self-discovery journeys. So I'm grateful to be on Insight Timer. I'm a little new to going live, but I've been enjoying the ride. So grateful for all the amazing people that I've been in contact with along the way, like you, Violet, April, Siji, oh my gosh, so many people. And I'm grateful for the family that's here. I really love Insight Timer so much. So thank you for allowing me to join.
Thank you for joining. I was telling them just before you got here how I had caught your live today and invited you and CG at the last minute and was thrilled when you both said yes to me. Like this, besides the fact it's a full moon, I'm so excited about this live tonight.
Yeah.
And I am going to let CG give us some journaling prompts. And I would love for you to share journaling prompts, anything you want to share about the full moon, anything at all. Because again, I invited these ladies with no warning whatsoever. And anybody who knows me knows that's how I am. I never know what I'm doing. I just kind of go with the flow. You know, that's all my lives are so unplanned. And they always work. I'm just invite people. We have a great time. So I'm so happy that you're with us.
Thank you so much.
And CJ, I'm going to let you share some journaling prompts with us. Cecilia, thank you for that beautiful donation.
All right. So I'm going to share a little bit, just in case anyone can't make the junk journaling session. I'm going to share what's come up for me. On Sunday, I had my stillness and reflection session here on Insight Timer. It was a morning one, so a lot of people can't join those. But so I get a lot of my information through stillness. So that can mean in meditations, that can mean in dreams. And so when I'm still, I can receive a lot of downloads. And so I had no idea what I channeled would be something that was so impactful to me and others in this week. But I just kind of want to share the message with you guys, if that's all right.
Yes,
I'll
please.
share the some of the things that kind of have I guess been a little bit important in this full moon. And I think Iswa will probably, and I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot, I think Iswa will probably be able to speak to this also. So I'm going to share what came up in my channeling moment. So I'm just going to read, fast energies are coming in enough to overstimulate your nervous system. I want you to sit with that. Fast energies are coming in enough to overstimulate your nervous system. Move with ease and regulation in your bodies as much as you can. You don't have to try and climb the mountain all at once. A little bit at a time is fine. There is time. The wisdom of the times with an S. The wisdom of the times are recycled anyway. So why the rush? Move with ease and with grace and authenticity. So that's what came up in that session, which is quite interesting because last night I had a really hard time sleeping, and I was up very early yesterday, or this morning rather. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. Of course, that's like how the hour that we wake up. And I remember just calling in on support because I was having some back pain. My nervous system was feeling kind of unregulated, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And so I remember just sitting up in the bed, and I remember recentering and calling in for those supports. And so if it in this time of this full moon, you are feeling like there's a lot of unfocused energy, know that there's a lot of fast energies coming in right now. And so as the message said, was just try to regulate your nervous system as much as possible. Okay. So one of the journal prompts that I had was because I know, with full moon, with moon cycles in general, people like to set intentions and things like that, and that's great. I have a journal prompt for that, but I want to share this one in specific to regulation. And it's very simple. It is, it's an affirmation actually. So it said, I am working towards a more relaxed life. And so when you write this affirmation, I want you to put in an order. Okay. So like you're at a drive-through and you're about to order something, like at the speaker. I want you to put in an order. I would like, or not even I would like, I'll have. Okay. So I am working towards a more relaxed life. I'll have peace in my body. I'll have whatever that more relaxed life might look like for you. Okay. So as you're journaling that, if any negative thoughts or convictions find their ways into you placing your order, instead of you allowing that negative thought to, I guess, manifest or become something bigger that, adds to an unregulated nervous system, think about how you can alchemize that conviction. And so turning that conviction into something you can add to your order. Okay. So I'm working towards a more relaxed life. And then I had another affirmation, which you can use too. I am creating my dream life. My dream life consists of, and the reason I say place an order and place it in by way of affirming is because you're speaking it as truth. As when you order at the restaurant, you're ordering in truth. I'll have whatever. And when you get to the window to pick it up, that's exactly what you get. And so that's why I just want to share this as a way of placing an order. Because you are placing an order. Okay, you're ordering your life right now by saying, I am working towards a more relaxed life, or I am creating my dream life. I'll have, or my dream life consists of. So I hope that makes sense. And then if none of those feel right for you,
It does.
I would just like to say that, you can do just a free write, because we're all we're wisdom keepers. Like we already have this inner wisdom in us. I used to use the oracles as tools. I've become the oracle now. And so what I write, I know to be true in some form. And so just simple question, what are you thinking right now? And write whatever comes up and know it is true because you thought about it. So just free writing. All right. So I'll be quiet.
I love that. No, you don't have to be quiet. I love that. And I'm sorry that I brought everybody over to the food tangent because I immediately started with peas and curly fries because it's dinner. And clearly I'm hungry. But I think that that is such a great analogy. I absolutely love it. And I love that as journaling prompts. And now I'm going to ask my friend Iswa if she would unmute herself and share with us anything that you want to share, any prompts, anything at all. Just share.
Okay. I didn't know I was gonna speak. But
Again, I put you on the spot.
it's okay. It's okay. I think that I was live earlier today and I thought the conversation was gonna go a little differently today, but the very first thing that Spirit was leading me to was I am not afraid. Fear. So I knew that there were people in there that were dealing with fear, and we all deal with fear in some way. And I'll definitely be doing a series soon about fear just because of just what I've learned about fear so far and how far I've come. I've given the story about me having to face fear head on, and also being a parent, having to go through fear to conquer it myself in order to teach it to my kids, seeing the reflection in them from what I'm dealing with, and like, how am I able to help them if I'm not able to, face it myself? So I went over that, and today that came up because with this full moon, it's no breaks for this full moon, especially with Capricorn and then Saturn's that it's like, no, the truth is coming out for sure. And I think it's removing that veil that I was talking about earlier today. And I think one of those veils is that veil of fear, that fear, whatever it is, whether it's fear of speaking, fear of being yourself completely, fear of making that move, fear just trusting yourself and trusting what's going on around you. So that was a really big thing for today. So I don't know who's all here that's still dealing with fear, but just know that, I think we just have to look at fear a little bit differently. Look at fear as more of a friend, a friendly energy reminder of something that you're supposed to go towards, that's supposed to help you grow through being uncomfortable sometimes, doing things outside of your comfort zone, doing things you've never thought you'd do. I mean, I've done so many things I never thought I would do, but it worked on the other end of things. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh, fear. Yeah. Fear is the gateway. Yeah, it
I,
sure
I
is.
have to
It's
I
the
have to
gateway for a
tell you,
lot.
Iswa, you probably don't know this about me because you and I just recently met, but
Yes.
I have told people that the reason I got on Insight Timer as a teacher was to step outside of my comfort zone because one of my biggest fears was being on camera and trying to
Mhm.
talk to people. So I kept saying to myself, feel the fear and do it anyway. So I applied. I was like, if they don't accept me, it's okay. And then they did. And then I was like, okay, now what do I do? So
Yes.
I went on camera, not knowing what I was going to do, not being like an extrovert, chatty person, although you wouldn't know it now because now I get on camera and I talk like I've been doing this my whole life. But this was what got me to where I am right now. I was not like if I was on Zoom calls, I was never on camera. I always had the camera off, always quiet. So, that whole fear topic resonates big time for me. So thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. I remember a personal story for me. When I was just starting off, like doing sessions with people, Reiki and intuitive readings and stuff like that, when I first started, I did everything distance. And then I went into this metaphysical store one day and I was just like, I just love this store, it just feels this way. And then I saw they were, doing readings and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Should I? And I was like, no, I left out. And I was like, maybe I'll just get a reading. And then that person was booked. So I'm like, okay. So then I end up coming back later on and I end up applying to be a reader and read both of the owners at the same time, which was a little different for me. But I was fearful because I never read with two people in the room and I didn't know how that would be. But I did it anyway, like you said. And I felt like that was a transition for me to move from being behind the screen and doing everything distance to being right and personal with people. And so now I actually love being in person. But now I'm going back to being in front of the screen. So I'm hoping soon it'll be in person again. So we can really dance and do all the things that we love to do here. So I'm really hoping that happens. I know it will actually, but definitely, yeah, fear came up. we was talking about this full moon in Capricorn, and it really just being like this reality check for us, you know, search within yourself, see what it is that you've been hiding. What have you been hiding lately? What needs to be released? And I feel like today is the perfect day to do that. So if
Gosh.
you don't mind, I have some journal prompts and some affirmations that I didn't get to in my live. I can drop
Please,
today right now.
please.
So one of the affirmations is I trust the timing of the universe. You can use God, you can use source, you can use Jesus, whatever it is you believe in. I trust the timing. I think the timing is so important because a lot of times we're like this. We're like, hold on, wait, what's going on? We're like, no, it's not happening when I want it to happen, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, something that's being orchestrated. The pieces are being put in the right places for you to be where you're supposed to be at that time. So I trust in the universe, in God, and source. But first, before you even do that, you've got to start learning how to trust yourself. You know, so that's one. Number two is I let go of the past and open myself to growth. Growth comes from letting go of the past, letting go of the things that no longer serve us. I talked about that today about how we are not where we were, right? So if we're not currently in that past moment, then we're free. We're free from the past. But the only thing that keeps us bound in the past is our thought process. It's the hurt that all the things that come after that. So I let go of the past and I open myself for growth. And then the last affirmation is I learn my lessons with patience and grace, giving yourself grace, being patient with yourself, accepting yourself, even if you feel like you're making the wrong decision, the wrong move, or it doesn't turn out the way you think it is. Take those lessons as just experiences that show you just how strong you are, because you should already know just how strong you are, and be, you know, just show yourself grace. So those are the affirmations, and I can give you 2 journal prompts if you want some journal prompts. Anybody?
Please, yes.
Okay. All right. One of those by the depth of yes, yes, yes. One of the journal prompts is what karmic patterns am I finally ready to release? What karmic patterns am I ready to release? Are you finally ready to release those patterns, those same old ways of thinking? Are you ready to change your mindset? Think differently, start doing things outside of your comfort zone. My mom used to call that outside the box. We used to get rewarded for doing things outside of the box, not staying inside. And
Wow, what an awesome mom.
yeah. So, yeah. And I do that with my kids now. We have a whole treasure chest. And I'm like, all right, you do something outside the box, you know, and they get pretty excited about it. So just imagine if you were that kid, you know, that person, you know, connecting to your inner child for a second. Think outside of the box. What have I done that's been really safe? All right, that's it. Check that off. Now, what have I done that I wanted to do that I didn't feel safe enough to do, that I didn't feel like really comfortable doing? And now do it, you know, so that's another thing. And the next journal prompt would be, let's see which one. Okay, let me see. Where in my life do I need to take more responsibility? That's a hard one sometimes, guys, because where in my life do I need to take responsibility? Because a lot of times, I know I've done this too. It's everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
It's everything else. It's that person that pissed us off when we were driving, that person that had that remark, that person on the phone that had a little bit of an attitude while I was in a high vibration. It could be so many different things that go on, but stop for a moment and say, where in my life do I need to take more responsibility, really accountability for my actions, for what I've done, for how I've, you know, gotten to this place right here, and then show yourself grace because of that. But a lot of times we'll see that the very thing that we ask for, the very thing that we're dealing with, we see it outside of ourselves that play out with the people that we surround ourselves with. So then, you know, after that, I don't want to go all in. I've done that already today, but I just wanted to give you guys journal prompts, affirmations, and just a little bit of what I was feeling today.
Those are amazing. And I feel like I could just sit here and write for 2 hours. I'm gonna have to narrow my focus.
Yeah.
Now, Blossom is gonna play her beautiful piano music so the rest of us can do our journaling. Was amazing, amazing as always. I was telling them in chat while you were playing that I record your music at these monthly lives and then I use it in my tracks. So there are a bunch of tracks out there that are unnamed, but all the music you hear in my journaling tracks all comes from Blossom Violet.
Thank
was
you, Twinnie Violet. I think you
absolutely
have more
amazing.
tracks than I do.
I do. If I ever uploaded all your tracks, I'd have like 30.
That was really beautiful, Violet.
Thank you
Blossom
so
was
much.
really very beautiful. I actually, right towards the end, got a channeled message, which I'm not done with, but
I was about to say share.
yeah, well, I have part of it I can share, but I'll have to finish up the second part. But yeah, that piece that you just played really just invoked that message up. When I was able to kind of sit still here for a moment, it just all came flowing. So yeah, I appreciate you for that.
The
Thank
music
you.
is so beautiful.
Welcome. My pleasure.
Does anybody else have anything they want to share? It's 10 minutes after the hour, whatever the hour is where you are. And Siji is going live in, I want to say it's what, 35 minutes from now, right? 35 minutes from now. So I am going to end this on time in 20 minutes because I want to make sure that we have time to get to her live, which I have the card up in the chat there so you can see it. I also want to give all the teachers here a chance to talk. Carly, I know
Yes.
that people were asking you what materials you were using. They had a lot of questions for you, and obviously being
did-
muted, you couldn't talk.
I kind of could see some. I tried to answer some of it. I don't know if I answered
saw.
all of it. Do you remember any specific question that I didn't answer?
Yeah, you're lucky I remember who I am.
Okay.
I think you did address most of them because I was looking through the chat. I was, as usual, multitasking. I was looking through the chat, and I think you did address
The
most
only
of
thing
them.
I didn't really was this bit here that I'm doing. So the pencil that I talked about in my last comment was this Stablio All pencil. And it's quite dark. So that's why I've got to keep washing my brush and painting off the excess because otherwise this whole thing would be black. But it's a beautiful pencil because it is water-based, so I can blend it. But what I like doing, so the thing I didn't really explain was I traced this picture with the pencil on baking paper. And then when you flip it over, so you just have to remember that your picture will be reversed. Flip it over. And then because it's such a beautiful pencil, I can just rub on the back and it will leave the outline and then I can redraw over it. And then I'm just smudging with a damp brush. I'm just smudging the edges to smooth it out and then adding a little bit of paint to highlight some of the parts of this person. So you can see that this one hasn't been highlighted here, whereas this one has been. So, and it's hard to see on neutral colors. I don't know how well the picture's showing up, but my girlfriend only loves neutrals. If I put anything pink or anything blue on hers, she would have a conniption. So, it's all
Gorgeous.
neutrals. But yeah, I hope you liked enjoying watching the process. I will also at the end, when I'm done, put like a darker edge around the background. So this is the one I did for myself yesterday. Oh, let me zoom back out again. This is the one I did for myself yesterday that she loved. And as you can see, I actually lined up her goddess in the middle a bit more centered than I lined up my own. Mine's sort of like off center here because I really wanted this bottle to stand out. So I put her bottles down here. But I was thinking I might add a quote or something to the top corner of mine to try to balance it out a little bit. But that's kind of what it'll be in the end.
Love it.
Yeah.
I want to read Bethany's comment. The new moon messed with me in a big way. Every emotion was amplified, rinse and repeat. This full moon has a lot of moving, but sharing my revelation made me feel like I'm in control. The moon, my absolute love, and I are in a petty power struggle. I love that. Anybody have anything they want to add to that? I know there's a lot of people here who know more about the full moon than I do.
It's a crazy time. But I just want to say quickly thank you to Blossom Violet for the music in the background, and to all the amazing, like the cards that Natalie read, and then the affirmations and everything. I was taking it all in, and it was absolutely fantastic to be part of this energy today. Thank
Oh
you.
my God, it's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm loving it. Bella writes, Bethany, when I got off earlier, I started crying. Aw, that's good. When I was at Iswa's live earlier today, she said some amazing things to me, and I'm not one to get emotional. She had me so emotional. And those of you who've seen me here before know that it takes a lot. Well, not that I'm not a crier, because I am. But when someone gets to me that way, it's like, wow, I really felt it. It was amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, my doggy is squeezing his squeakiest toy in the background, so I am gonna mute myself if he does it again. But as I said, please, the teacher's here with me. Feel free, if there's anything you want to share, feel free to share.
I just wanted to share something really quick. Can you hear me? Am I good? Okay. Um, so I was just thinking about what I wanted to release, and then that turned into gratitude. And I think sometimes when we're releasing things and then it turns into gratitude, is a powerful thing. I just wanted to share a couple things too that are a little personal, but you know, I'm always me. I can't be anything else. So, but I wanted to read something. I said, today I release anything that doesn't serve me. I release any old habits, old thoughts, or experiences from my past that's prevented me from rising, from walking in the highest version of myself, that healed self, anything that's held me back from speaking my truth, that's kept me hidden, me in isolation, fearful to be me, fearful of what others might say. I release the chains I put on myself because I am free, free to be me, free to express myself. My family is free. And when I walk into a room, everyone will feel what freedom feels like and know that they too are free.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And I
Yeah,
just
I
put,
wanted to share that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just put your card up there so people can see your next live as well. I'm gonna do that for all the teachers who are with us. I want everyone to be sure and follow these amazing teachers and go on.
Oh, thank you so much. I wanted to share that. That's a powerful moment for me because I was just asked this question maybe like yesterday or the day before. And the question that I was asked to answer led me to my past and just reflecting on that. And I noticed that sometimes, I was getting in my own way. And I grew up not really feeling comfortable being myself, feeling too much, either too loud, either too talkative, it's just always just too much of something. So I never really felt comfortable being me. Not until I went on my own journey and started to love myself did I come to this self-empowerment, me, the version of, me, how I am right now. But that took a minute for me to get there. So that's why I said I had this whole fear journey, because I've always been fearful to speak up in certain ways, fearful to be seen because I've just had so many people around me that um, didn't understand me pretty much. And so it left me, and even that was something that I said, my family is free, not just me, but my family is, because that's something that is generational. There are a lot of people in my family, they all have this fear of success, this fear of being seen and things like that. So I just wanted to share because it might be somebody else out there where, you might not notice that you have this fear of success, but then when that success happens, it's like, how do you respond to it? Are you open to it? Do you brush it away? So just make sure that you're ready, because there are a lot of people on here that are going to be successful moving forward. And just make sure that you're ready for that and that you remove the fear of success so that that success can actually come in.
Everything you've said today in your live and now, I feel like you're talking to me. Definitely the fear of being seen, of using my voice, of speaking my truth. Like I get it, all of it. So every time you say something like that, I'm like, she's talking to me. Speak to me.
Thank you. I just, I feel like we all have that in common. That's why I love platforms like this. When I interview people, I love all that because I've just learned over time. I've talked to all different cultures, like ages, I mean, everything you can think of. And I've just realized we have so much in common. And if we share our stories and if we come together to do that, showing unconditional love for each other, it doesn't matter what you believe in. If you don't, believe in the exact same thing I believe, it doesn't matter, what you look like or who you love or whatever it is. It's just, honestly, I just want to be in communities where it's unconditional love. And I feel like that is a big message, for today and that I hope continues.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting. I had a friend a week or two ago who said to me, "Oh, you should tell your story." And you said that to me today. And I was like, nobody wants to hear my story. There's so many stories. Everyone has a story. Mine's not that big of a deal. And what you said to me resonated so much that I'm like, Stop, just stop saying that."
Yep, same. Like it took me what I always tell people, it took me like 5 or 5.5 years to really share just one portion, just one part of my story. So I resonate deeply. But that's why I do what I do, because I want people to know that it's okay, that your story is just as powerful, it's just as important, and that there's something that you went through, that you came out of, that other people can feel touched by that and helped. And so I always think about that too, which is why I try to come as my authentic self, crying, shaking on my lives. They've seen me shake, well, using my voice in different ways. And yeah, so it's just all about surrendering. That's been another theme coming up this month for July: surrendering, expansion, growth, self-reflection.
I don't know about you, but for me, it's always comparison. It's like, oh, there's somebody who was worse than I was, who had it
Right.
harder. Why do I need to, why are they going to want to hear anything I have to say when somebody else's story was more interesting? So I love that. I love what you
Yeah,
said.
that's true.
Jennifer says it matters. Our stories are important and we're here to tell them. You're so right. I love that. Does anybody else have anything? CG, do you want to have anything you want to add? Because I know you've got to jump off
Yeah,
soon.
I'm gonna jump off in a minute. So I got some similar sharing to you all. I'll read a little bit of what I got here, and then I'll read this message that came to me and take it for what it is. So part of my journal here is I seem to pivot into gratitude, and then I pivot back into, a way of expressing. So there's a part in here where I'm telling myself I detach from what is, what has to detach from, and I thank it for its services to me. And that's such a powerful thing to me, because a lot of times when we need to detach from something or someone, we think we must leave negatively. But there was something that thing we detached from brought us as a service, whether it was a lesson, if it was a job, it brought us money for the time being that we had it. So I wanted to also say I detached from it, but let me express gratitude for its services to me, right? And what else came up was a message that I got previously before that I shared with you guys. Um, here I wrote it as blessed be to the most high God for all his stones that have caught my feet on the path. Oh, it makes me emotional. And though I leave them behind, they are an intricate part of me. We bless God. So I wanted to share that, because even though we leave the stones behind, they are on the path. They have played an intricate part on the path. And so for that, we express gratitude, so I hope that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The other thing that I wanted to say, this is a message, take it for what it is. This message came to me as a sword of choice. This is a message of the sword of choice. So a sword that you use. The sword of choice applies its power in how one chooses to wield it. Be mindful of how you wield yours. The law of cause and effect is just, and divine time overrules linear or earth time. Choosing to wield choices for all that is involved for the best and high effect of all is love frequency. This choice vibrates within you with ease and satisfaction and returns infinitely to you energetically. It vibrates within all that is. When you provide in some way that serves your best interest or the interest of someone else, you bring love frequency to yourself and to them. Likewise, the sword of choice you wield that is not for the highest intention of all that is has similar effect. And effect is capitalized in regards to the law of cause and effect. Okay, so I'll read that again. Likewise, the sword you wield, the sword of choice you wield, that is not for the highest intention of all that is, has similar effect in vibration. But the vibration is below love frequency. Back to the example. When you wield a choice that underserves, that choice too vibrates within you and who or whatever you've wielded it unto, perhaps in an unjust way. The law of cause and effect is always in effect. Use discernment, recenter to wield your sword of choice wisely. You are more than your human experience. That was the end of it.
That was amazing. I mean, what a wow. Like blown away by that. That's beautiful.
That's
Amazing.
oracle.
Amazing, amazing message.
Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you for joining, you know. Thank you for taking time. And I had that little card up. Her live starts in 15 minutes.
Does it
So
really? Oh God, I probably get off.
I know, I was gonna say, so I know you've got to go. I am going to be wrapping it up soon. I'm just wanted to read Bethany's message. Stop minimizing your story. You're right. Yeah. Stress is stress. Trauma is trauma. There's no comparing. Yeah, that's a beautiful message, Bethany. Thank you. You know, I love that I can go back to my replay and read all the comments because, of course, while we're doing this, sometimes there's so many amazing nuggets of wisdom in the comments and we don't get to see them all. So I will be reading them all afterwards, one at a time, slowly and soaking it all in. All right, Siji, we're going to see you soon. Before we end,
Thank you.
and I was going to say, Siji, feel free to go because I know you have to, but before we end the live, I just wanted to quickly put up some of the upcoming lives. Blossoms is up right now, and that one is for me tomorrow, 8 p.m. So it's tomorrow around this time, actually. And I have Carly's next one. Oops. I have all these cards up. I pulled them all up before the live because I didn't want to miss any of them. Carly's next live is 5:30 a.m. my time, which means I will not be there because I am not a morning person. But that's evening for them in Australia. Hey, I just realized too, this was the first time doing these lives. I usually have 3 Australians and me. This was the first time we were balanced. We had 3 people from the US and 3 people from Australia.
Nice. This is how
Right?
much she doesn't love me, everybody. She won't get up for me at 5:30, but Bethany does, even though she complains about
Wait a
it.
minute. No, you know that when I get up to go to the bathroom at 5:30 a.m., I always stop in to say hello. Bethany says, if I get upset for being scolded, you gave me a cupcake. I love cupcakes. Red velvet, please. And Carl, it's my pleasure. I love organizing these. All right, so I have Carly's next live up. I'm gonna put up Natalie's next live. Let me scroll down with all these many cards that I have. And of course, the last one I will pop back up will be Siji's because that's where we're all going next. Oh, I was like, wait, I know Natalie's is here. There it is. There it is. Oh, and Natalie's next live is at 5 a.m. my time. And I don't even go to the bathroom that early. So I won't be at that one. I'm a night person. Everybody knows that about me. Everybody who knows me, I should say. All right. And then hang on one more to pop this one up before I'm going to pop it up again. This one is at a time when I'm awake, 9:15 a.m. So that one I can be at. All right, my friends, it's 7:30 Eastern time. So I'm going to end this because it gives us 15 minutes to get to CG's. And, you know, I got to run to the potty. We're not allowed to do potty breaks on camera. And I'm saying that for Blossom. So before we end the live, if any of the teachers here with us would like to share anything, say anything else before we go, now's your chance. Speak now, forever hold your peace. And thank you everyone who joined us, community here. Thank you for all those donations. And yes, as I said, any donations I get during my lives, I share with animal rescues. You all know I have my rescue puppy Onyx, and I love the animal rescues. It's one of my many favorite causes. Thank you, Bethany. Thank you, Carl. It was so good to see you again. And Jen, Bella, who else? Jen. Oh, Jen, I said your name twice. Bethany. I could scroll back and say all your names, but I'm not that multitasking talented on these anymore. So, all right. Thank you, everyone. I think I shared all the upcoming lives. I'm putting CG's card back up to make sure that we all head over there. There it is.
I just
I
want to
just want to say, Carly, how magical your creation is. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's it for me.
She is
Any
magic.
other
Oh, and here's my
magical?
picture.
It's not
My
even
picture
finished.
that Carly made of me. How cute am I?
You are.
My hair was
adorable.
darker then. That was before I got the keratin that made me into almost made me into a blonde.
Sorry.
But oh, look at the cute puppy back there. All right, my friends, we have to say goodbye because we have to head on over to the next live because I'm excited to pull out my stickers and
Thank you
play
so
with them.
much. Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
for
you.
joining. So
you.
awesome that you at the last minute like this took me up on it and came. That meant a lot to me. You and CG just, was awesome. The energy was amazing. This full moon is amazing. Thank you. Am I saying your name right? Adia? Adia? If I'm not saying your name right, please let me know. I'm a huge stickler for pronouncing names because, as most of you know, and Blossom Violet have spoken, and I have spoken about this because we're both Violets. For whatever reason, we get called all kinds of things other than, I've been called violence, but I understand that's a little typo, and, Viola. For some reason, people could never get the name right. So it's a big deal to me to pronounce people's names right. So anytime I mispronounce, please let me know. Carly, see you at stupid o'clock, Bethany says. I love that.
Yes. I always say that to her. I said, if you love me, you'll be here at stupid o'clock.
Nice.
And she is. And she is every time.
Nice. I want to put up one more card. On August 2nd, we have another Peaceful Pause coming up. And I have invited all the amazing teachers that I know. So far, like 40 have signed up. If you're a teacher and you're out there and I haven't invited you because I don't have your email or whatever, send me a message. I'm excited for this event. It's our third one.
I will not be at that one because it's 4 a.m.
I know. I had to do one on the weekend because I've been doing everything in the evenings, and all the other time zones are like, I can't make it then. I'm like, I know, I'm gonna do like one weekend every now and then. That's my weekend one. And and it's going to be our peaceful pause. It's our third one, and that's always amazing. And we've got, like I said, 40 teachers signed up, and anyone else that wants to join us, I'm more than happy. Yeah, Peter, it's going to be amazing. Those are so amazing. And I have to tell you that I'm very proud of this, that as popular as David G is, and you all know I love him, that last one that we did, we had more hearts than David G has ever gotten. So that's like my claim to fame, okay? We had like 80,000 hearts. Every time I go to his lives, I'm like, oh, he didn't get 80,000 hearts. And I love him. I love him. I've reached out to him too, but he doesn't respond to me. All right, friends. Anybody else on the panel here have anything they want to add before I end the live? Because if not, we got to go. Yeah, me and my comparing. I know, Bethany, I can't help myself. I'm working on that. All right, friends. Love to all of you. Thank you, amazing teachers, for being with us. Thank you, amazing community. And we will definitely be seeing you again soon. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Violet. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.